In this episode, we look at the installation of the ABAP Development Tools, ADT for short. We proceed step by step in order to have a working version at the end and connect to a cloud system. In the first step, we download the zip file, which saves us having to install the components. In the second step, we install the ABAP Development Tools and configure them for our use. And in the last step, we install additional optional plugins that we need for our work. We then go to the ABAP Tools page using the search engine of our choice. There we will find the appropriate links for downloading the Eclipse version under the ABAP section. The link should take you to eclipse.org. There we will already find the correct version for our download. Please make sure not to use the installable file, but rather the zip directory. The download takes a moment. Once the download is complete, we can move the file to a folder and unzip it there. When the unpackaging is finished, we can start the Eclipse executable. Then you need to create or select your workspace. Plugins and settings are stored in the workspace. If you are using Windows, you will still receive information from Windows Defender. Here we confirm that we get a faster startup for Eclipse. If you are on a company device, you may not be able to change this setting. Next step, we install the plugin. We can find the step under Help, Install New Software. In the next step, we copy the link from the HANA tools and paste it into the pop-up. If we then confirm with Enter, various tools will be displayed to us. Here we select the ABAP Development Tools and confirm. After reading the license conditions, we confirm them. During the installations, we are repeatedly asked to trust different modules from Eclipse, which we confirm for the installation. The installation will then take a few minutes. Finally, let's restart Eclipse. Now that we have restarted Eclipse, let's change the theme to the light theme, as this is our preference and it's easier to read. It's best to restart Eclipse again. In the next step, we install the ABAP Git and ABAP Cleaner plugins. You can also find the links to the two plugins on the HANA page. There we can copy them and install them again via Help, Install New Software. The actual steps are repeated here. Select the software, accept the license conditions, and trust the various modules. After each successful installation, we need to restart Eclipse. Once we have installed the two plugins, we are finished with the installation. Now that we have completed the installation, we delete the Java perspective. In the next step, we set up the ABAP perspective. On the left side, you will find two menu items to add an on-premise system or a cloud system. In this case, we add an ABAP environment. For this, we just have to insert the URL to the system. Then we have to authenticate ourselves to the system. Finally, we give the system a name and can add the system to our settings. You have now integrated your first system into Eclipse. Now we want to complete the configuration of Eclipse. You can find the corresponding settings for Eclipse under Windows and Preferences. The first setting we want to adjust is the text editor. You can find this under the General settings. There we want to set the width of the tab. In ABAP this is usually 2 characters. Likewise, we don't want to insert tabs but spaces, and if we delete these, we want to delete several spaces at the same time. This saves us some time later when we're editing source code. We can find the next setting in the source code editor section. But this is a personal preference because we don't want to have automatic brackets and literals, but we want to set them manually. We also don't want to get any additional white space. Lastly, we go to the keys section. There we activate that the keyboard bindings are shown when we use them. This is a setting that makes particular sense in YouTube videos, as the viewer does not recognize which shortcuts we have chosen. Now let's first call a standard class. XCO-CP is a standard class of the XCO libraries. If we look at the source code, we see a lot of black and blue, and we lack a certain contrast to differentiate between them. To do this, we can go back to the settings and search for color. We will then find what we are looking for in the ABAP Keywords Colors area. There we activate all checkboxes with Select All. The source code is now colored accordingly. If we scroll down, we can also see that the start and the end of the method are better marked, giving us a better visual overview of the class. In the next step, we add a package to our favorites. We have already created this package in the system. We create a corresponding sub-package under the package in order to be able to carry out some initial tests. We then confirm the whole thing until the package has been created. Via the context menu, we can create a new ABAP class. Give the class a name and description. In the interfaces area, we look for the interface EFOO-ADT and find the class runner interface there. There we implement the first output in the main method to get the first result in the console. Now we also want to configure the ABAP Cleaner. In the source code menu, you will find the corresponding item to start the interactive cleaner. We can create or upload a corresponding new profile using the configure item. Here we have already saved a profile locally on the hard drive. We can search and select the profile using the import button. We have now imported the new profile using the Save Profile and Exit button. We can then apply the formatting accordingly using Apply and Close, and the ABAP Cleaner will be executed. If we start our application with F9, a corresponding output is generated in the console. If we start the console again, the same line will be generated again. But here we can adjust a few things using the settings. To do this, we go to the settings again and search for console. Under the ABAP development sections, we can set the checkbox so that the console is deleted after each execution. If we then run our console application again, the console is deleted and the new result is printed to the console. As you can see, installing Eclipse and the ABAP Development Tools doesn't really take very long. What we didn't show in this video, however, is the configuration of the backend system and the activation of the SICF service. Here only the ADT service needs to be activated and the corresponding authorization must be available for the user. Since we are in a cloud system, this configuration is no longer necessary. If you'd like to delve deeper into ABAP Development Tools, configuration and troubleshooting, you will find a comprehensive community guide from DSAG in German on GitHub. There you will also find a link to the English version in PDF format. Thanks for watching and see you next time.